Jeremiah with Porsche Detroit North, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at our 2024 Carrera S Cabriolet. Of course, this one comes to us in the color of Guards Red, sporting a very nice set of Carrera S wheels. Of course, those are staggered 21 in the front, 20 in the front and 21 in the rear. Purpose of today's video is to give a really good, at least kind of give you a closer look, if you are unable to be here, of what this vehicle looks like, the condition of it, how it sits currently. So we're going to be looking at everything from the paint, from the wheels, the interior, even some of the plastic trim, just to see. I mean, being that it is a 2024, it is used, we want to see where it shows that it's used and where it really shines. All right, so we're going to jump right into it. First up, I'm going to look at, and I typically go through each section and kind of give it a bit of a personal grade. So I'll start with the front end here. I'm going to give that front end an 8.5 to a 9 here. Paint is perfect. The actual paint itself is, I don't have any swirls or marks or funky, kind of splotches or anything like that on the paint, and that's the grade for the entire car. This paint is in phenomenal condition. It is not PPF or paint protection film. There's no PPF or paint protection film on the entire vehicle, and that includes the front, unfortunately. That's also why I'm going to give it the grade that I gave it in just a second, as you'll see. It does not have a ceramic coating, and I do not see proof that it has been paint corrected. So that kind of leans into why I will give this front end, like I said, an 8.5 to a 9. We are going to see one small rock chip. One singular issue that I have with the front as far as an imperfection is going to be right there. And kind of just for I guess it's for relevance, so to speak, it is located, I guess, say just kind of southwest of the actual Porsche crest right there. Beyond that, I have not a single issue with the front end. Very happy with how it sits. We're going to jump right around to the side here. This first driver's side quarter panel, that is in perfect condition. Not a single mar or imperfection on it. Very happy to see that. Coming around to this driver's side wheel, I'm giving all the wheels an A. I'm giving those 10 out of 10. They're just in great shape. 5,000 miles, or just over 5,500 miles on this vehicle. And this wheel, as well as all of the others on this vehicle, are pretty much in mint condition. So happy to see that there. Jumping over to that driver's side door there, that is also going to, thankfully, it's going to mirror the same condition that we have with the front quarter panel. So even for the front quarter panel, driver's side door, that's a 10 out of 10. Even that mirror there, no rock chips on it or anything of that nature. Shining the way it's supposed to. Beautiful Guards Red. We're gonna see a coming around to right before we end up at that rear wheel arch here. You'll see this does have the factory paint protection film that is on it. I am starting to see a little bit of kind of that adhesive start to grab a little bit of the road dirt and debris, so you can kind of see a bit of a gray line starting to form there on the edge of that. However, it's been doing its job. I am happy to see that. While we're down here, we might as well take a look at that rear driver wheel. Again, just like the front wheel, no road rash, curb rash, no curb rash. Tires in great shape. You will receive a certified pre-owned checklist just to give you an idea of the condition of the brakes and the tires as well. Moving along here, coming around to the back here, our top deck. So from here all the way over to there, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. That's easier. All of it's in good shape. I don't have any strange scratches, marring, or anything of that nature all the way across this whole rear deck. So I'm very, very happy about that. 10 out of 10 up top here. We're going to come back to the full rear. I'm going to zoom back in a little. There we go. And we've got 0 scratches back here. No damage, dings, or anything of that nature. Coming around to that passenger side. Zoom back out a little bit there. Coming around to the passenger side. We'll just jump straight into that wheel. Again, perfect wheel there. And even this rear quarter panel, even all the way down to here. Again, you're going to start to see it again. I'll show you on this side, since we have sun on this side. It's very, very, very faint. However, like I said, you can just kind of start to see where the adhesive is starting to kind of collect a little bit of the debris from the rotor, kind of the dust. More than likely just brake dust coming off of that front wheel, where up top you don't see it as much. This passenger door is a 10 out of 10. Let me see, what is that? Yep, cool. Just a little bit of, that was just a little white speck there. Cool, just a couple specks. Yep, front, this driver's passenger side door is a 10 out of 10. Happy to at least report that. And now we're coming up here to the last panel of the vehicle, which is the front quarter panel on the passenger side. I'll zoom back in. That looks just like the rest of the car. Like I said, the only, out of this entire walk around, I found one issue, and that right there would be it. Okay, and even there, I mean, man, that's awesome. That's not a bad issue to have, in all honesty. It's barely visible. It's only visible because I'm looking for it. And so let's jump right onto the interior here and take a look at what we have. I'm gonna start at the back seat. Looks like no one's been back there. Same with that passenger side. Opening up to the driver's seat, I like to kind of start with the door and just work my way back into the vehicle. So I like to jump first time, whenever I'm looking at any vehicle, especially to appraise it, I look at those high touch wear points. So that's kind of something that I've coined there. It's just high touch wear points. And I say that because this is where there will be a piece of someone's body at all times, right? Your elbow's gonna rest here the entire time. And that creates wear. Thankfully, I'm not seeing a lot of it here. So, look at that. Great shape. I don't have the leather isn't starting to buckle or crack or anything of that nature, which makes me pretty happy. But even on some of that soft text material here, that is all very, very firmly in place. I don't have any strange discolorations or anything of that nature. No harsh chemicals or proof that harsh chemicals have been used on this for cleaning or anything of that nature, which is nice. Coming around down here to the to kind of that door threshold, I have my Carrera S badge here with no scratches on it. That is an aluminum badge, so if it scratches, that's permanent. I don't have any of that on this, which makes me pretty happy. Like I said, I do have proof that someone has been in and out of this car, not deep cuts or anything like that, but just maybe a brush mark from a foot or so. That's to be expected in anything used. So I got to give this threshold here, this door, I got to give them both a 10 out of 10. I'm happy with that. Coming across to the seat, or the driver's side seat, that is looking really, really nice to me. That leather's in phenomenal shape there. Again, proof that someone's been here, but not really proof that it's just been worn or just used or abused or anything of that nature. So, like I said, there's proof that someone has sat in this seat before. You look right there. We're talking like the most minimal of just ripples. That happens after they pulled the truck off the trailer. You know what I mean? So happy with this seat, giving us this front driver's seat a 10 out of 10. This is going to be the most used seat in the car. And so if that seat looks like that, you know the passenger seat is in phenomenal shape. So before I sit down in this bad boy, we'll just go over to the passenger side and take a look at this seat and door. Start with that door too. 10 out of 10 for this door. Awesome shape. That threshold also in great condition as well. And then the seat itself, again, like I said, it's proof that someone's been there once. But beyond that, I have no ripping, no funky colors, no funky smells. All right. Cool. So let's take a quick seat down in here and see what we have. We'll quickly do a quick mile check there. We're looking at 5,567 miles. That steering wheel is in awesome condition. So all my stitches are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're all laid the way that they're supposed to be, which is nice to see. The color on the steering wheel looks perfect. I don't have any strange textures or anything of that nature developing from just kind of harsh gripping or anything of that. As far as the actual gear selector here, stick is in great shape too. No scratches or anything like that. That center console, again, no weird scratches or anything like that. That wood grain is in great shape as well. all the way around. It's a very nice touch. Hardly see people putting wood grain in anymore, so it is nice to see in this vehicle. It really is. And then that armrest, also great shape. While I'm sitting here, I'm going to pull the top up so that we can get a look at what that top cloth looks like before we check out. All right, let's go take a look at this soft top here. All right, and there's the soft top for us. Still has that original sheen to it. Very, very deep black. I don't have any tears, fraying, or kind of it is nice and taut, so there's no loose spots on it or anything like that. No crazy discoloration or anything. Top looks as it should. Very happy to report that. 10 out of 10 for the top as well. So all in all, I'm gonna have to give this car, I guess maybe let's call it a 9.95. It would be absolutely perfect if I didn't see that little dimple up there. That is the only little issue that I'm seeing as far as, and when I say issue, I mean the thing that keeps it from being absolutely brand new perfect. And that is a lot to say for a 2-year-old, almost going on 3-year-old vehicle. Very, very impressed with this car. I'm very happy with it and cannot wait to present this to its next owner. It is a Carrera S, again, cabriolet. This one is a stick, which, as you already know, is very, very rare. So it is nice to have such an incredible example that was well kept, to be able to offer. Should you have any more questions, if you like any more pictures or need any more footage, feel free to reach out to me here at Porsche Detroit North. My name is Jeremiah Brown, and I will talk to you soon.